Dear participants, please post your questions in the chat box.
I think a couple of my patients who recovered, they wanted to just share their happy experience to inspire others. I'll just check whether they are online available. Maybe 2-3 minutes we can spend with those people, and that will definitely give them, give the people, Yeah, they are available. I got a message from them. Prasad Rao and Jayalakshmi, can you open your videos? And Vamsi will interview and ask you about your experience. Prasad Rao Garu, Jayalakshmi Garu. These people are very intimately related to me and recently have been treated by us. Are they there in the group? Prasad Rao Garu and Jayalakshmi Garu?
No, sir, I think they are not in the session.
Prasad Marti is there. He is there. Prasad Marti is there. And Nestal Narsimut Master is there. They can open and share their experience. Narsimut Master? Can they unmute themselves? You have muted them probably.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have requested to unmute them.
Yeah, you ask them to unmute. In the meantime, any questions are there, we can be answering. The moment these two families, Narsimut Master and Prasad Rao Garu, are available, then probably we will ask them to give their feedback.
Yes, I should continue with the questions.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I heard taking steam is not good. Steam inhalation, we are ourselves allowing toxins to enter in lungs. Is that right?
No, absolutely wrong concept. Steam is the one, and taken in a proper manner, it will give you enough warm sort of layer of vapor inside, and that vapor in fact liquefies the mucus, and then all the old mucus which is accumulated there will be brought out by you and a fresh mucus forms. The mucus is a protective barrier formed on the lining of the respiratory tract, and this will fight with the virus. So this mucus has to be renewed. If it has to be renewed, the old mucus has to be removed. There is the body's mechanism to do that, the cough. But unfortunately, what happens if the mucus secretion is overwhelming? The ability of the body to come, liquefy it becomes lesser. You aid by steaming that one. Don't go by the messages, steaming is harmful. There is no scientific basis for that.
Okay. And the next question is, any advice for asthmatic people?
Asthmatics, they must continue their inhalers. They must do breathing exercises more. Asthma and COPD are known risk factors, particularly COPD people. They are known risk factors for COVID. They have to continue their inhalers. If they have stopped using for a while, restart using until the COVID is over, and then be healthy respiratory wise. Do breathing exercises.
Next question, sir. Do you recommend me buy 4 sets of medicines you mentioned?
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Post-COVID, what medicines should we take?
Post-COVID, no medicines. After the 50 days, generally no medicines are required except your background sugar, BP medicines. And then of course, B complex and vitamin C. And also, you keep doing your breathing exercises, monitoring yourself. Unless somebody has got really some other reason to take antibiotics or something. Another reason I tell you here is I want to point out, time and again we see several prescriptions wherein a lot of antibiotics are prescribed. This is caused by a virus. Antibiotics work only against bacteria. Unless there is evidence for secondary bacterial infection, there is no role or indication for antibiotics. Please do not take azithromycin, this mycin, that mycin. All these sins should be avoided faithfully. And I have seen some people receiving very high dose antibiotics also, higher antibiotics. Please refrain from that.
Next question, sir. It's been 15 days, person vaccinated, got corona. Patient is with diabetes, 55 years, mild symptoms.
Possible.
Yeah.
What is the problem? They are treated like any other patient, vaccinated or unvaccinated. Treatment is the same. Diabetes should be managed properly.
Okay. Next question, sir. How about children who are 3 years and below? Do they also need to be tested?
హలో చెప్పండి మాస్టారు. Children 3 years and below are a different group compared to the adults. The vaccine, of course, we are not going to give them. Treatment is the same, almost adult treatment only, but a little more closer monitoring because they worsen faster. And also the doses have to be tailored to their body weight. So each drug has got per kilogram body weight. We calculate according to the dose. Somebody is above 60 kilos adult, then the standard doses are used. So the more intense monitoring, reduced dosage, no vaccination.
Okay, sir. And the next question is, gargling should be done with either normal water or warm water.
Warm salt water, enough salted, not vomiting saltness. Too much saltness brings vomiting. Enough salted to keep your mouth salty a bit, and then warm water. And some people have asked, I am hypertensive. If I take salt in the mouth, will my BP? No. The salt is in the mouth and you are spitting it out. It's not going to get absorbed into your system. So use salt gargling. No special medicines are required for gargling.
Okay, sir. And next question is, I have took vaccination first dose yesterday and today I got fever. What to do, sir?
Test for COVID and then follow. You are a probable case. Vaccination cannot produce disease first thing because when in vaccine nobody injects the virus. Since because you have gone to a vaccination center which is crowded, you probably got the vaccine from the COVID from there, and you are like a probable case and get immediately tested and then move if you are moving to system in definite case, and the treatment for definite and probable case is one and the same.
Okay, sir. The next question is, hi doctor, I have got my Covaxin 6 weeks back. If I can get second dose now after 45 days, will it have any less effect?
No, up to 8 weeks it works.
Okay. Sir, how to treat this if the patient is having symptoms of black fungus from long ago?
That is a very serious complication of COVID. This is called the mucormycosis. And it is happening very much, and we have lost quite a few patients with mucormycosis. So the earliest signs will be where people will have blood from the nose, and then they will stuffed sensation. Eyes will be swollen and red. Swinging temperatures will be there. This usually happens after 3 or 4 weeks after recovering from the COVID. They come back from hospital in the 3rd or 4th week. Mucormycosis develops, particularly who are diabetic, who had high dose of steroids for the COVID, they should be watched for mucormycosis. If the early recognition, it is very easy to treat. The moment 1 day or 2 days elapse, it will end up in fatality.
Okay, sir.
One of the very serious complications. Unfortunately, it is very rare. It's not very common.
Okay, so next question is, my dad tested positive and mom tested negative. Mom is caregiver to the dad. How soon my mom should test it again to start a treatment?
No, your dad tested positive, he is a confirmed case. Your mom tested negative, if she is symptomatic, she is a probable case. If she is asymptomatic, she is a suspect case. Suspect case, quarantine, confirmed and then probable case, treatment. Already those slides are there.
Okay, sir. The next question is, can kidney stone patients under medication take vaccination?
Definitely, they should take.
Okay, sir. And the next question is, sir, this is Apparao. I'm cured from COVID in home quarantine, but still I feel some pain in chest left side. Is it a problem?
See, what happens is during your COVID episode, your lungs would have been filled with fluid. It takes sometimes a week to 2 weeks for the fluid to clear. During that period, when you take deep breath, you will have a little catch-like thing, and keep doing breathing exercises and room walking. You will improve, and this is not going to last. If the pain is really agonizing, take an X-ray, and if the X-ray shows any patches there, any consolidation or disease there, and you can evaluate with a CT scan.
Okay. Next question is, very nice session, sir. your opinion on Ayurvedic medicines promoting immunity. Are they effective for preventing COVID?
Unfortunately or fortunately, I do not have the spelling of Ayurveda also I do not know. I am not competent to answer. I am sorry, I don't want to comment on anything in which I am not aware of.
Okay, sir. After how many days of COVID-19 effect vaccination should be taken?
Exactly 4 weeks from the last day of your COVID disease. Like, if you are, say, your 14 days is over, and then 4 weeks means 6 weeks from the day of first symptom. At this point, I want to make it clear when you bring the patient in, 14 days is one cutoff. The other thing is 3 days without fever should be the other criterion. Supposing he had a fever on the 13th day, he should wait until 16 days. So the last day of fever plus 3 or 14, whichever is later, not earlier,
Okay,
to
sir.
bring inside the home. But the vaccine is 6 weeks. 6 weeks from the first symptom or 4 weeks from the 14 days.
Okay, sir. And any advice for pregnant women?
Pregnant women, as of now, India is not recommending vaccination. Other countries, the countries, they started pregnant women treating like general adults, and they have to have more fluids, and they are more in for the clotting complications, and they should be watched for. And prone sort of positioning is forbidden in the second and third trimester after the 3 months. We don't do that. Other than that, the advice is same.
The next question is, hi sir, post-COVID, what medicine should we take and what all tests should we do? We hear some cases getting even bad after COVID to after 2-3 months. How to stay healthy post-COVID?
Post-COVID, just monitor your clotting profile with that extended profile or the simple profile and see if the inflammation is continuing and if there is any reason to continue your anticoagulants and your steroids for a little longer time. And another thing that can happen is with this amount of steroids that we are using, chances of bacterial infections coming in. There is one test in that list called the procalcitonin that will tell me whether the patient is in for bacterial sepsis, in which case good antibiotics will be required. COVID worsening is not only due to the treatment, but also due to the bacterial and fungal infections like mucormycosis, the black fungus we have touched on, and then the bacterial infections because of diabetes being aggravated, because of the steroids that have to be used. Steroids are used for what? When there is flame in the kitchen, we just put water and douse the flame. And we don't wait and see whether putting water will spoil my rice or ghee or the salt there. That is secondary. Dousing the flame is important. Likewise, the physician will give all out effort to douse the flame of the cytokine storm vehemently and very powerfully. With the result, some side effects are probably there. We need to monitor and address them accordingly. There is no one particular rule for every patient who has got post-COVID complications. They must be closely watched, psychological complications, neurological, the mucormycosis related, general weakness. So many things are coming up, post-COVID syndromes, but all are not fortunately very common. If 100 people suffer COVID, only 10 of them land up in one or other post-COVID complication.
Okay, sir. The next question is, after 5 days, if fever is not there or less than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, what are the chances of getting symptoms in second or third week? How much percentage of people get back symptoms again?
No, if you are monitoring 4 things I told, 1 second, just be back. If you are afebrile, that is no fever or less than 100 after the 5 days, you are in for probably recovery. The way in which you should look at is look at your temperature, look at your respiratory rate, look at your ability to cope with breathing, and more importantly, the SpO2. If all these are within the recommended range, like SpO2 more than 94, and then the temperature less than 100, and no breathlessness, and respiratory rate is less than 24, You are just going into recovery mode after the first 5 days. You don't have to worry. The chances of getting a little spike of fever on a fifth or sixth day is no indication to worry unless there is a consistent elevation of temperature of more than 101.
Okay, sir. And the next question is, hello, sir. First vaccine has been done and positive after 15 days. Has symptom of fever and cough. It's been a week since fever, but not reduced it. What to do, sir?
If the fever is not reducing, fever alone is not the monitoring. I would like to know the SpO2. I would like to know the respiratory rate. I would like to know your breathlessness. And this is the time after 5 days if the fever is going. Look for the parameters which I told you, the blood test and the HRCT, which tell you whether you are moving into moderate disease. For moderate disease, the treatment is different. Better in the hospital, if not able to go, at least give oral blood thinners and oral steroids. You have to monitor, and you may be moving into moderate disease. How do I know? These 4 monitors, HRCT, and then the blood profile.
And another question is also related to the previous question. What should be the treatment protocol?
For what?
He has got first dose 15 days back, got corona.
Same thing. Whether you had first dose or second dose or nth dose, the treatment doesn't change. The treatment is what is listed here. Treatment of mild disease, care of the mild disease, monitoring of the mild disease, treatment of the moderate disease at home, treatment of the moderate disease in the hospital. That's the Government of India protocol. There is no special thing because you had first dose, the treatment is going to be different. It's not.
Okay, sir. Another question. I have got Covaxin 6 weeks ago and got fever. Now, can I go for second vaccine shot?
Yeah, you have to, your fever, is it COVID fever? First of all, you find out that. If it is COVID, as I told you, 14 days from your illness, and from there 4 weeks you have to wait. By then your Covaxin first dose would have expired, and probably you're required to take 2 doses as per the schedule later on. Supposing I am not able to take the second dose within the stipulated period of 6 weeks or 8 weeks, then nothing is going to happen. You have to take 2 more doses, first and second consecutively with that time interval.
Okay, sir. Some say vaccination causes blood clots in some people. Are blood thinner required depending on the person?
You don't read the reports about blood clots and vaccine, because if you get COVID, the chances of getting a blood clot is 1 in 400. If you don't take COVID, if you take vaccine, the chances of getting blood clot are 1 in 40 lakhs. If I don't take vaccine, one gets COVID, chance of getting clot is 1 in 400. If one takes vaccine, the chance of getting is 40 lakhs. So it means what? Blood clots are so very uncommon, except only in people who have the propensity for blood clot. And such people have to inform the doctors carefully beforehand. They will monitor them, and if necessary, either postpone the vaccine or give a blood clot preventers first and then give the vaccine. Don't worry about the blood clot.
Okay, sir. And today is the 8th day of my COVID and temperature is ranging between 99 to 99.5, but not more, and feeling nausea.
No, nausea, little stuffiness of nose, I care least. What are your 4 monitors? SpO2, temperature, pulse respiratory rate, breathlessness. If symptoms are persisting into the second week, after 5th or 6th day, on the 7th day, did I get HRCT? Did I get the blood parameters? That should be the attitude. 99 fever, my nose is blocked, I'm having a little cold, I'm not having appetite. These are part of the game, they will go away. Don't worry. The nose block, this smell will return, taste will return, nose block will go away. And you do the steam inhalation, gargling, breathing exercises. You will be better off, no problem.
Okay. Next question is, during pregnancy, what medicines are allowed and what shouldn't be given?
In general or only for COVID?
For COVID.
Yeah, if somebody is pregnant, then of course giving blood thinners is very tricky. Giving steroids also is very tricky. If they have mild disease, these are not required. General measures are already there in place. Vitamin C, B complex, zinc, ivermectin I don't give because that is for general public and not for pregnant. Okay, and remdesivir should not be used in pregnancy even when admitted. Steroids should be guardedly given. Blood thinner should be guardedly given. Remdesivir is not indicated. These are the minor adjustments. In the hospital, the treating doctors and the team will manage. At home, except ivermectin, everything else is same.
Okay, sir. Another question is after walking, if SpO2 levels reduces from 94 to 89 and again back to normal.
Yes, that is
No
what will
other,
happen.
no other symptoms on seventh day of positive result. Kindly suggest what to do.
Yeah, if the SpO2 is this one patient, I think just 1 hour before he contacted, he is the one probably Rohit. I think is it Rohit asking that question?
No, sir.
Yeah, somebody else probably similar patient. So I am flooded with messages around 400-500 messages a day, but doesn't matter. The point is, if you are having at rest 94, 95, keep in the rest. And by little exertion, if it is coming down, means your lungs have not yet recovered. What all we are interested is to keep the SpO2 at rest at 94. Exertion bringing down is natural phenomenon when the lungs are affected. But if it is staying lower, then you are moving into the moderate grade, and of course you need to intensify the treatment as per the criteria for moderate grade.
So your video is switched off.
No, I only switched off.
Okay, sir.
I just wanted to wipe my mouth. I don't want others to look ugly. Okay.
Okay, sir. Next question is: do we need to do rapid antigen test or RT-PCR test for children below 3 years?
For children below or children above, the recommendation is do a rapid test if possible first. If it is negative, then think of an RT-PCR only when symptomatic. If it is positive, no need of a test. Same. Protocol is same. I have a baby now positive, just now. I got the result 1.5 months baby positive.
Okay. The next question is felt weakness and feverish a week ago and got tested positive 2 days ago. Since then, I haven't got any symptoms for the past 2 to 3 days. Will the symptoms come back?
You have delayed enough. 1 week back, you felt weakness and you waited that till the fever came. Probably already passed the first week. And then keep monitoring these 4 parameters: SpO2, your respiratory rate, and then your breathlessness, and of course your the oxygen saturation. Of course, I told you. And if temperature, if any one of them are away, then from mild to moderate you are moving, and take action accordingly.
And next question is after COVID, July 2020, my weight has been decreasing from 89 kgs to 78 kgs and my height from 5'9" and my age is 39.
Okay.
What
does that height and weight have got to do with the present scenario? It's a very vague question. I don't think worth answering it.
Okay, sir. So my father is 59, COVID positive and recovered. He was not diabetes patient but has BP. But when we got tested at the end of quarantine, sugar level was more than normal.
Definitely it will be more. Definitely. You are in for higher sugar for 2 reasons. COVID itself reduces the insulin secretion from the pancreas. 2, the medicines that are used to treat moderate COVID are bound to increase the sugars. As I told you, putting the flame off is more important than worrying about the salt packet that is going to become wet. Sugars have to be taken care of separately, either with insulin or medicines, depending on the sugar levels. Don't worry, they will settle down in 2 weeks.
Okay, and the next question is even normal persons can take the medicine suggested by you in addition to breathing exercise, steam and gargling. Please advise.
No, unless you are symptomatic. Either you must be a probable case or a suspect case. Probable case or a confirmed case. You have no business to take any medicines. B complex vitamin C, yes, okay, you can take, but not ivermectin and other things. Do breathing exercises, pranayama, then the blowing of these things, and the gargling. All those are okay, except ivermectin is the only thing different. So that you avoid and take the other things. And only the other important thing is, whenever you are in the non-suspect category or healthy category, keep your health intact by doing all the required preparation for your probable COVID that can come. Okay.
Okay, sir. Next question is, one of my relative donated one kidney. Can she take COVID vaccine?
Yes, should take. All the more he should take.
Can epilepsy patients also take vaccine?
Yes, provided the seizures are under control. If they are regularly getting fit every morning and evening, they are not. They should wait. And then first get the seizures controlled and then take the vaccine.
Okay, sir. After 5 days, if fever persists, what are the chances of getting symptoms again in the third or second week?
No, if the fever persists, you monitor. As I told you, after 5 days, the fever is persisting, you are going in for moderate disease. You monitor and accordingly take proper treatment for moderate case and you will recover.
Gallbladder removed, 50 years, liver cirrhosis, not taken vaccine yet. Please suggest on vaccination.
A tricky question, rather a tricky question. Patient has cirrhosis already, gallbladder removed, the cause of the cirrhosis, maybe we don't know what is the cause of the cirrhosis. I think this particular patient, anybody with chronic liver disease and chronic kidney disease are candidates for complications. So they must be handled on an individual basis by the treating hepatologist or the nephrologist.
Okay, sir. Doctor CRP value for my father, COVID positive, age 55, on 6th day is 4.04, but D-dimer is 2890. What to do?
Nothing to do, just monitor. If anything is 5 times the upper normal limit, then we are in for trouble. Just go and suppose something is 250 cutoff, and if it is 265 or 300, just be aware that it is rising. But just watch them after 2-3 days. And more importantly, clinical deterioration. And HRCT will tell. And the markers are quite away. D-dimer very much raised, interleukin very much raised, and then ferritin is very much raised, LDL is raised. Then they are in for cytokine storm. All these can be easily managed provided they have started on the quality steroid on the first instance of moving from mild to moderate.
Okay. So another question is a very long question. I should read it.
Yeah, that can be put in my group and I will answer that. Put it as a message to me. I will reply to you. You can supply the answer to you.
Okay, sir. What medicine? Next question is, what medicine to be taken for fever after vaccine? What tests are to done and guide for management?
Already given. That's what exactly we have done the last 1.5 hours. What test to be done, what to monitor, what is the treatment in mild disease, what is the treatment in moderate disease, what are the general measures. This is what we have covered. Rehear the video and then see the whole presentation once again. That's the answer for that. Somebody is asking, is COVID airborne? Yes, it is airborne in places which are closed. Like what? Malls, theaters, function halls, marriage halls, trains, and then AC rooms, in bigger hotels and all that. It is airborne. It crosses the barrier of 6 feet. And it is not airborne in the open air. If you go out into the park and then the air you breathe, it's not airborne. It's not airborne there. The density of the virus is very low. It is swept away by the air current. When you have a closed environment, then the virus stays there and it is rich in the air. That is what is meant by airborne. Not that breathing air will cause COVID. In that case, none of us will survive. We should stop breathing. And how do we live? Okay.
Okay, sir. Hi, sir. Me and my father and my mother, 3 of them slept in the same room till I test for COVID, and I got positive report, but my parents' report is negative.
Yeah, they would have been vaccinated.
No, sir, they haven't vaccinated. But
yeah, it depends. If say for example, you would have experienced cold, and in your family one will get cold and others will not get. Why? Because either the infective agent has not gone to that extent to them, or the body, the biology is something. Each individual reacts in a different way to a given sort of assault or onslaught by the virus. So if same scenario, same room, 2 brothers or one family member are there. One family member is affected, others are not. Either they are less exposed, or they are vaccinated, or they are staying away, or they are following precautions, or the level, the biology of them is different. But that is the reason.
Okay, sir. And next question is, sir, is do thyroid patients can take vaccination?
Yes, very much. You should take.
Sir. I got positive in RT-PCR and negative in rapid test. In past 4 days, my father died. I do not have any symptoms. I should follow medicines or not?
RT-PCR is a stronger test. If it is positive, it is positive. You monitor yourself for the milder disease. If you are getting into moderate disease, take treatment. The fact that your father died is highly deplorable and pitiable, but then living in the past is not going to help your future.
Okay, sir. Sir, as Health Ministry said, third wave will come. What is your views and how the effect will be, and when will end second wave?
Second wave usually will end by 3 months, already 1.5 months over. But second wave goes, third wave comes, fourth wave may come. But for that, human behavior should be tuned. We should be knowledgeable, behave sensibly, don't, get into unnecessary functions. We have a habit of celebrating a big function for a smallest thing that is happening. This group pravesam's ear boring, head shake, and these sort of congregations, religious melas, functions, we are very tuned to be socializing. To restrict those things and behave sensibly hereafter also. Then whatever wave comes, we are protected in a way, and of course take vaccination. I tell you, with this second wave, majority of the people who had the disease after vaccination, the disease is very mild. Either they did not get it at all, or they did not test positive, or the disease is very mild, they did not go in for severe disease. Means what? Vaccination offers protection. You may get disease, but it will be very mild and it will not end up in untoward outcome, fatality. So for that reason, the moment vaccine is available for you, whatever is given by Government of India, both are good. You opt and take for it. That is the surest weapon we have now. The other surest weapon is our SMS and then sensible behavior.
Sir. My father was vaccinated 2 days before. Simultaneously, I have tested positive yesterday. Should my father get tested, doctor?
No, vaccination and testing are two different issues. When you go to the vaccination center, you have a lot of chance to contract the virus because these centers are crowded. If you are little careless, unknowingly during the vaccination center visit, you would have got the COVID. And vaccination has got nothing to do with a test being positive, as being doing rounds in the WhatsApp, nothing. Vaccine cannot cause a positive test. Vaccine cannot cause a disease. In such a case, it will not be called a vaccine. Okay, and then you get tested like any other person, irrespective of the history of the vaccine. That's only an incidental history there.
Okay, sir. Next question is, how about having ibuprofen? Some say it is bad in way of COVID.
Why do you want to do lipid profile now? That is not the one which is going to a burning issue. If somebody is obese, somebody is having high cholesterol, they are a high risk category. I agree, but you cannot reverse your lipid profile in a week, by which time the COVID will pass away. So lipid profile is not a priority.
Okay, sir. Can you please advise, since the person is in home quarantine, what is
somebody said one interesting question. Does SMS prevent transmission in a flight? I told you, flight there is an aerosol. Aerosol cannot be beaten by SMS. So if there is a flight is a closed environment, pressurized environment, and the air is pumped with the pressure, and you are bound to get it. It's airborne in the flight. So I advise you not to venture into a flight unless it is an emergency. Of course, people who are entering into the flight are being monitored, tested, and all, but nevertheless, we don't know who is an asymptomatic carrier and excreting the virus. So I would prefer you not to go into the flight unless it is really urgent. Okay, you ask.
Okay, sir. So my father is 59, COVID positive and recovered. He was not diabetic patient, but he has BP. But when he got tested at the end of quarantine, sugar level
already this question is answered. Same question. The diabetes will be there. Don't worry. It is a week, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. COVID by disease, COVID by treatment increases the blood sugar, not permanently. They'll come back with proper management. This is happening with every patient. I have 100 patients who are all diabetics and their sugars are worsening. I've been treating them with medicines and insulin. they'll become better. And that is, sugar is not important now. All the same, you monitor it. If it is going beyond a level, you need treatment. But don't worry about a little bit of raise in sugar. And for the fear of that, don't stop taking powerful steroid when it is offered.
Okay, sir. Does vaccination have side effects? So what are those? And what need to be done for side effects?
This is not the session for vaccination. I advise you to read the vaccination session by mine. Go and look at that video. The detailed coverage on vaccination is given there. Generally, there are no side effects.
Okay, sir. Sir, my brother has confirmed COVID-19 by RT-PCR, value 28 by 26. After 5 days, no fever and cough. Yesterday, he was having shortness of breath. Now he is okay. What precaution is required?
Yeah, 1 hour shortness of breath is okay. SpO2, temperature, and then breathlessness. And then, looking at all the parameters which we have been listing, and whether he is moving from recovered disease into moderate disease again, has to be watched for, if necessary, blood markers and a HRCT. Maybe we can cut down at some point. I think more than 100 questions we have.
Yes, sir. There are many questions right now.
Naturally, there will be many questions. You just screen and see if anything. How many more are left in your chamber?
There are more than 30 questions, sir.
Okay, quickly finish it off.
Okay, sir.
And don't entertain any questions and close the chat box.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yeah, no more entries into the chat box from now.
Okay, sir. Can a person having
Tell me.
Can a person having any nerves problem like Bell's palsy take vaccination?
They can vaccinate.
Okay, sir. I normally take Cobiflam if I feel feverish. I don't.
No NSAIDs. Don't take Combiflam or diclofenac. Only paracetamol.
Okay, sir. When should a COVID positive person take ivermectin? What is the symptom?
What is that? Repeat again.
When should a COVID positive person take ivermectin? IVER.
Ivermectin. First 5 days. 3 to 5 days, depending on the symptoms. Not after 5 days. Don't take after 5 days.
Sir. Can aged person of 78 years use pyrometers for breathing exercises daily as preventive measure for COVID-19, using BP and cholesterol medicines, but otherwise physically active?
Very good. Let him continue doing whatever he is doing and prevent from COVID, knowing that he is a high risk case if he gets it.
My family got affected by COVID-19 8 months ago, and my father was admitted and recovered, but his SpO2 is 95 to 96, even after COVID recovery until now. He is vaccinated for 2 doses 3 days ago, and I am tested positive yesterday. He is asymptomatic, but he should be tested for COVID, doctor?
Not required. Unless he has symptoms, he is a suspect case. You went along with him and got the COVID, you get tested and treated.
Okay, sir. My grandmother is 80. Her oxygen levels dropped to 92. After consuming water with ORS, it shot up to 97 again. What can we do?
After consuming what?
ORS.
Good. Let her hydrate herself. The oxygenation will improve.
Okay, what can we do to increase the oxygen levels in case if it drops again?
No, oxygen levels dropping means either the lung pneumonia is setting in or you are not doing breathing exercises. First try breathing exercises, prone position. Then if still the oxygen levels are going down, the pneumonia is setting in, and take appropriate measures, steroids and then anticoagulant.
Okay. Me and my parents were in the same room before we got test. I tested positive, but they got. Okay, sir, this was already asked the question. COVID virus enters only through nose and mouth, or through eyes and ears also?
No, very, very, very strange. Way it can go through eyes also, but generally it is nose and mouth, respiratory virus.
On which it depends whether mild or moderate or severe symptoms occur in a person.
Already we have discussed that. What is mild disease? What is moderate?
Okay, sir. Does SMS prevent transmission in flight?
Already answered. So that I saw and answered. It is an aerosol in the flight. It will not arrest.
Okay. Is the quality or quantity of the virus or the person's health condition depends on the severity of disease?
All three. One is the dose of the virus. Second is the immune status of the individual. And third is his age group and other risk factors. Fourth is whether he is vaccinated or not.
Okay, sir. I have completed 14 days of home isolation after testing positive. When will I get my smell back?
It takes it. Some people they get it in 10 days. Well, most of them are getting back in 10 days, and a matter of 1 more week probably. Don't get too concerned about the smell. You will definitely get back. It's not that permanently you lose it.
Yes, sir. Now the questions are completed.
Very good. Thank you. And a wonderful session, wonderful questions, and a wonderful audience also. నరసింహమూర్తి గారు మీరు ఉన్నారా అండి? నరసింహమూర్తి గారు?
Yes, sir. Is he Nistala Narsimhamurthy?
Mr. Narasimhamurthy. Ask him to unmute.
Yes, sir. I have asked him.
And Prasad Rao garu Marti.
ఓకే సార్.
మీరు ఏమైనా షేర్ చేసుకోదలుచుకుంటే మీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ షేర్ చేయండి.
తప్పకుండా సార్. ఇందాక నుంచి ట్రై చేస్తున్నాను. ఐ హావ్ బీన్ ట్రైయింగ్ బట్ నాట్ అలౌడ్. ఫర్ ది లాస్ట్ 2 to 3 weeks we have been associated with Dr. Sarma garu, and under his supervision, to my knowledge, just 40 to 80 patients are treated, and most of them are recovered and came back even from hospitals to their house. Even the senior citizens, like aged 80 years, are also treated by him, and they are all in good position. And we are very happy to say that most of us are under his umbrella, and today also we are very fortunate to have his very valuable discussion and his speech. And in this session we have also happy to know the answers to the questions posed in different levels. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Anybody else whom I know and whom we have treated would like to quickly 1 minute if you want to open and then say any treatment. I'll be very happy to.
Sir, Prasad Markar is online.
Prasad Rao.
చెప్పండి. Prasad Rao మాట్లాడండి. Either Telugu or English, whichever you like.
Dr. Sarma is my cousin, and myself and my wife were affected with COVID recently, and myself cured without going to the hospital, and my wife was admitted in the hospital only with the influence of Dr. Sarma, and he was treated for 1 week there. And Dr. Sarma, I watched her completely in the hospital. He watched the treatment given to her, and we are very happy that she recovered within a short period, and within 1 week she came back from the hospital. And now she is also under the treatment of Dr. Sarma, and she is recovering slowly, and I believe that she will recover completely within a short period. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sarma.
Nice of you to present an inspiring story. Okay, sir, shall we end the session?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We sat around 6:30 to 8:30, 2 full hours.
Yes, sir. And another request from people also, some are requesting for Telugu session also. So in the future, we shall continue with another same session in Telugu version of.
I can do that, but I asked your organizers. They said most of them are mixed audience and put it in English, so I made it. My mother tongue is Telugu. I have no difficulty with Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, or English.
Okay, sir. If possible, with your availability.
We'll plan maybe next week, next Sunday, or sometime we'll decide and plan a Telugu-oriented session of a similar nature with a little bit of different focus. Okay. Anybody of our group members would like to share 1 minute, quick 1 minute? Any one of you?
Priyanka Bommugar wants to speak.
Yeah, ask her to speak. Priyanka? Bommu, Priyanka.
Sir, actually, my question was not answered.
What is your question?
Actually, 1 month back, my father tested with positive, and even after 1 month, he tested. He RT-PCR, within the RT-PCR test, he got 29 CT value. What we need to do, and what might be the reason of having?
You address me directly. Take my number 93805-21221.
Just a second, sir. Can you?
Don't worry about just a second. I am writing here. You can see that right on your screen.
Just a second, sir. Actually, there was no charging on my phone, so.
You don't
Hello?
have to do anything. You can just take this number, any one of you, 93805-212221, and then get back to me. 93805-212221. Okay, could you note that? Okay, go ahead. We'll answer you one to one. Anybody else? Dr. Sharma Rathakonda garu, yes, put it wrong. Very good. In the chat box, my number is there.
And Sharma also wants to speak, sir.
Which Sharma? Please open.
Yes, sir. I'm unmuting him.
Yeah, unmute him. Priyanka, you please close. She has a big story. I'll hear her separately. Sharma has raised a hand, but he is not opening it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, my Rohan Raj Verma. You did a very good job in compiling all the questions and posing them in a sequence that they should be asked.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And I would also thank you very much for this wonderful lecture, sir. Everyone has benefited.
Shall we end the session?
Sure,
Sir,
sir.
one last question.
Tell me.
Sir, this is Sharma Gurti, sir.
Okay.
So I have tested, sir, RT-PCR.
Okay.
It came as a positive. First, initially, I tested by RT-PCR on last Saturday, but it got negative. Then again, after a few days on Wednesday, I again rechecked, it came positive.
Okay.
And now, and CT scan I did, then it was a number of 26, sir. It's a score level of 26.
Now you get back to me, Shri Sharma garu. Please get back to me on my number. I'll take you one to one. And your number already is given by Vamshi, Surya Vamshi, and also Raj Verma. 93805-212221. It's a long story, so let us not tire others also. We'll discuss one to one. Okay.
Yes, sir. So
I have several of my patient calls coming. So
Okay,
I
sir.
need to end the meeting at some point.
Okay, sir. Right, sir.